Yeah, the
People are
time
coming
frames.
to
Yep.
your page to look for something. So I am a very private person, but I know that with my clients, I have to not really be a certain way, but be strategic to so that they're comfortable. So when I created the Facebook group, I made sure it was the majority of my clients that did utilize social media, and the ones I'm like, hey, I know you don't use Facebook, but I need you in this group.
Yo, what's good? We back at it. It's another episode from A to Z with WB. You know how we do, man. I bring you entrepreneurs from all over, people who are actually doing it. They have success in what they're doing, and they give some information and some game on how they got from point A to point Z. And this person isn't no stranger to the podcast because we had her on it almost a year ago or a year ago.
Yep.
When we first started. So to have you back is amazing. So thank you.
Thank
And
you.
then it's just to show that you're a seasoned business owner. But for those who don't know, it's to see that a year later you're still doing what you're doing, but you got years in the
Yes.
game. So let's recap it from
Okay.
last year. What has changed?
So,
What has evolved?
a lot. So, basically, when we did the interview last year, we were just really kind of easing back into from being off from the pandemic. So, that was a big change from literally being in business for 8 years to not having any work, any side income, or things like that. I was lucky enough to have side income, but my stylists weren't so lucky. So the last year has been major changes, but it's actually been changes for the better. So with the pandemic, beauty salons, barbershops, gyms, to me, were hit the hardest because other than medical personnel, of course, and police, like, we're the only industry that can physically touch someone.
Right.
People come to us for services, hairstyles, haircuts, makeup, waxing, everyday maintenance things, but we weren't allowed to do that. I was blessed enough to be able to be an essential salon, so we were able to remain open to products, but we couldn't do any hair. So it changed up my whole structure of my business because now, whereas we had income coming in, we had no income coming in, which, even though we have emergency savings, just because I have a good structure, but we really had no money coming in to even market or find creative ways to make money. So we were completely shut down for 8 months.
Wow. So in those 8 months, then what did you do?
So in those 8 months, I, unfortunately, like a lot of other businesses, had to pretty much lay everybody off.
Right.
I had already been working on coaching and different things like that. So I had to literally dig deep, like, how can I make money? So I was already selling wigs here and there. So that helped because I was able to make money by shipping wigs. But it was a little different because if it needed to be like styled
Altered
or
or
recut,
something, yeah.
we couldn't really do that. And then at first we were in the salon and they're like, okay, you got this letter, you can be open. And so we were like, okay, if we just like take turns and we going through the back door and all of this, like, we'll be okay. But it wasn't okay because I didn't want to put nobody in danger.
At risk, yeah.
And then I personally know 3 salons in the city who actually got like $2,500 fines for being open. So I wasn't about to take that risk when we already weren't making money, but the bills were still coming. So for my business, it wasn't where like, oh, everything is closed down, you don't have to pay your lease. You don't have to
they
pay.
still want that money.
They wanted that money, and they started charging late fees. I mean, I've never been late, but he was like, yeah, I don't really care what's going on. Like, I hope you got a rainy day fund because I need my money.
Right.
So that was different. So in the process of reopening, I literally had to almost start over, per se, as to how I hired, because I now didn't want to put a substantial amount into marketing because I was afraid, like everybody else.
Right.
Like, what if we get shut down again?
Right.
So I started back, like, I started from the beginning. Like, I got some booth renters in, people that already kind of were established, and then I started transitioning back into the commission. So it was different.
Yeah.
It was different. It was way different because everybody was like, oh, I don't know if I want to come get my hair done. Like, are you guys gonna be 6 feet apart? Like, how is this gonna work? Like, I have to touch you. There's no way we could be 6 feet apart.
Right. Because
Only
I
thing,
can't do it from here. Do it. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just not gonna work.
Not gonna happen.
But we have some really great clients. I think I said that before. Like, my clients are amazing. Like, from the time we opened back up, they were bringing like air filters, humidifiers, cleaning products, and different things like that. So that was like the good side of it. The bad side of it was from then to now, we have lost 7 clients due to COVID. And some were healthy.
Right.
So that's always a factor of like, wow, like this is real, you know. So
and these are clients that probably been clients for years.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, it's a business.
Yeah.
So every client not necessarily has a number, but every client is worth something.
Right.
Because if you're spending $50 to $75 every week.
Yeah. And you times that by
right.
And then by the year. Yeah. Now I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So it was different.
So let me ask you this then. How long have you been in business?
Hey, December, 10 years.
10 years, right?
10 years.
So 10 years, and then boom, we had this pandemic that came. And like you said, for you, it was almost like trying to figure out and start over. What did you learn in that process of like trying to start? Now you at the point you got people in, but it's kind of like starting over. Like, what did you learn in that? Because once we in business, you get so used to doing it, this, that, and the third.
So, funny thing, what I learned is that I have imposter syndrome.
I've heard of that. That's
So basically, it's kind of like I know that I'm doing a lot, but I feel like it's not enough.
Yeah, not enough. That's what it was. Okay.
I always try to remain as humble as I can. I try to put myself on the other side because I have been a stylist, you know, working in someone else's salon. So I always try to make sure that I can give my all to what my stylist needs. Because like I mentioned before, if your stylist doesn't love the salon, neither will the clients. So we stepped back. We did have some clients that returned with us. Some end up staying home or just getting a suite so that it wasn't, you know, a lot of people. Because we have, to me, I would consider a large salon based on the demographics.
No, that thing big, because I didn't know it go around the curve.
It go around the curve,
I didn't know that.
And we have 2, 3, 4, 5 like suites. So yeah. And we work open, but our suites are rented out to makeup artists, esthetician, a private person that just runs a business.
Right.
Yeah. So
how are things going now? Because we had to go through that little.
Well, you know, God is real. Right. So we just finished up 2021, and I proudly say that from 2020. So normally we average about 150,000 to maybe 200,000 in sales. That's been like an average for, you know, years.
Yeah.
2019 was okay, but it started to dwindle down. 2020, we brought in 66,000, and that was with like 4 stylists.
And that was height of pandemic,
right? 2021, I literally focused and honed in on making sure that everybody was comfortable and everybody was able to work, and we finished $232,000 in sales.
Okay.
So you know, it was hard because I had to really remain focused and not just say like, okay, I'm gonna promote me, I'm gonna promote me. What I learned during the pandemic is using your free resources. So I had to cut back on marketing. I love to advertise and market. I'm gonna get me a billboard, a radio ad, Facebook ads, Instagram.
Right.
But we didn't really have that budget because I do budget, you know, monthly.
Yeah, you have
quarterly.
to. Yeah.
So we didn't have that. So I was making sure. I probably got on their nerves. I'm sure I did. But I'm like, y'all post 3 times a day. Did you take pictures? Are you promoting? Did you go out? When we went out, we would go out as a team. You know, we would make sure that we have girls with us. Hair is done.
Yeah, tell me about for somebody who's trying to think about marketing. You just said free resources. Give me 3 resources that y'all use that were free.
Free, of course, social media.
Okay.
Facebook, Instagram. Lord, I'm learning TikTok. I
Yeah,
don't know how to do all that. My kids be doing.
Yeah.
But social media is always free. And it doesn't mean that someone has to pay you or whatever. Like, I literally hit up everybody that I knew and was like, hey, I'm back working. And I need you to share this post.
Right.
Don't be afraid to ask people to
share,
your
yeah.
post. Like, share it. You share mine, I'll share yours. Even if I don't know if you do that service, still tag my salon, still tag me. So I'm very vocal when it comes to that. Like, I'm like, you ain't got to come get your hair done, but let somebody know that we are open and available.
Right.
So that is one of my biggest things. And making sure that your content counts. Like, I love looking pretty and lounging around my house. That don't mean come get your hair done.
Right.
So I need you to know that, hey, good morning. I'm available. The salon is open. We're here. So you got to make sure that your content counts. So that's one of my biggest things. And then number 2, don't be afraid to promote yourself. Like, I'm old school, so I don't care about giving out cards.
Yeah,
if I go to a restaurant,
we come from that era.
they give you a receipt.
Yeah.
I give you a business card.
Right.
I don't care who you are. Everybody getting a card. If you want to throw it away, that's on you, but I gave it to you. And just getting out there more. Like, people were so afraid to go outside till it got to a point where it's like, I'm ready to go outside.
Right.
Where
they at? Yep. Yep.
So everywhere that I go, I make sure that I look like I sell beauty. You know,
I clapped it up when you came in here. All stylish.
I'm very like that. I literally had a client tell me the other day. She says, I've been coming to you for 9 years. I've never not seen your hair not done. My hair is gonna always be done.
Right.
If I can't achieve it, I'm gonna weave it.
Right.
Okay.
If I
So
achieve it, I'm gonna weave it. I got you.
So I do preach that to stylists.
Yeah.
Like, when I interview stylists or I'm mentoring stylists, I'm coaching them. What is your day like? What is your culture? You know, I love coffee. I never liked coffee because, you know, that was like an old people drink. But I guess I'm older now.
Yeah,
you know, we created a coffee bar for our clients. We made them feel welcome and made them feel at home.
And that's at the shop?
So when they come back in, you know, they can do their coffee or tea or anything like that, especially like today, like it's winter for real.
For real, yeah. Cold.
Yeah, so we make sure that they're comfortable when they're coming in. Whereas for me, I'm like, when I'm working, I hone in on working. Like, I'll work all day long. So I've kind of expanded my hours. So where I'm booking, I used to book every 30 minutes. I book every hour. And some things I book every hour and a half. So I had to put a little bit more money into, you know, getting an extra assistant, but it made things smoother for me to really take time with my clients to ask them, like, how are you really doing?
Right. You're spending more time with them, building a better relationship.
Better relationship. So not only when you come in, you know, we want to make sure that the salon is nice and comfy for you. We want to look good, and we want to show you that we can make you look good as well.
Did you do anything like email blasting or text blasting or reaching back out to old clients?
So what I did was, I'm not going to lie, I slipped on my email blast. I used to send emails out every month. You know, with a coupon, how are we doing? I did keep up a little bit with the email, but that was one of the expenses that I cut out.
Ah, I got you.
So I cut that out. But what I did was I created a Facebook group for my glam clients.
Smart.
So I created
free resources.
Yes. I created a Facebook group for glam clients only. So I would periodically check in with them, you know, let them know that me and the family is doing okay. You know, everybody always asks about the grandbaby. He's fine. I would post a picture and just kind of let them know, like, hey, we can't open just yet. But while you're home, these are the things that I need you to do with your hair. I want y'all to stay on the same budget.
Oh, so you was able to still, so in a sense, and that's a good thing, when you could give somebody some info and it's free info that you can use or whatever, they trust you more.
Yes.
And they gonna be loyal to you too.
Yeah, because I've been doing the majority of my clients' hair for so long till the referrals that they give me, I really don't have to advertise as much, but because we do have other stylists and staff at the salon, I've been advertising for 10 years. I don't know how to stop.
Right,
it's almost like an addiction.
Right.
But it's like once you start, you want to keep it going.
Gotta keep it going.
And another thing with social media, you can't just post when you feel like it.
Yeah,
People
the time
are
frames.
coming to your page to look for something. So I am a very private person, but I know that with my clients, I have to not really be a certain way, but be strategic to so that they're comfortable. So when I created the Facebook group, I made sure it was the majority of my clients that did utilize social media, and the ones I'm like, hey, I know you don't use Facebook, but I need you in this group. And so I would say like, hey, where's my Thursday crew? Can y'all check in? So they were able to interact with each other and like, oh, hey, Miss Karen, I haven't seen you. Hey, Miss Sharon, girl, how you doing? So they were able to talk to each other, and it kind of kept that camaraderie going. So that when we got back, they was like, hey, have Miss Sharon been in? Miss Karen been in? Book me with her. Book me,
Right.
together or whatever. So I was able to do that, and like I say, just making sure like, hey, if y'all need shampoo and conditioner, I'll be at the salon on this day. You guys come up here, get your products to maintain. And then as I started, like, hey, y'all, they said we'll be able to open back up soon. Once we open
Just
back
letting
up,
them know, keeping
this
them
is
in
what
the
I
loop.
need you
Yeah.
to do. We got to wear the mask. We
Right.
got to do this. I
Right.
can't book y'all together no more, but we can stagger. And so I was just very informative with them, and it's actually been really, really smooth.
That's what's up, man. So how many people back now? Workers, your employees?
Ooh, so 2, 4, 6, 7 of us.
7. Okay. So you had to lay off 7 before, right?
Yeah.
Look at you back.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And it's so crazy because I just put out a hiring post because we actually do need like another shampoo tech as well as another stylist. Because when I do hire, I don't want to hire 5 people that do the same thing. So I like to have everybody that maybe specializes in something different, and then we come together as a team to be one full
To
service.
one, yeah. So we went through that hump with the pandemic, and then had to kind of backpedal, right? And then got back on track and learned how to use these free resources. What are you gonna do or have in place just in case? I don't know. Let's say another pandemic had to happen.
So I definitely like creating a Facebook group, and then I was able to actually customize more services to my clients versus being so cookie cutter. Like she comes in every week, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. But I really had to utilize it to like, hey, they're home, they're not on their regular weekly or 2-week schedule, so they may only be shampooing their hair 4 weeks. So I had to like come back and I really evaluated like, hey, are these the best products for them? So I was switching up products. I ended up creating products in addition to what I already had to like, hey, I need this to work just in case.
Right.
Also during that time, I had a lot of stylists and salon owners hit me up like, girl, how you so calm? And I'm like, money still coming in.
Right.
It wasn't what I was used to, but it was enough to get us through because when the first round of PPP went, I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, don't give me no money. I ain't never had no money. This might be a scam. When I see you not go to jail, then I'll do it. So I do wish that I would have took advantage of those things, but I've always grown my business organically and through cash. I don't
So
like
you
the
didn't do the PPP?
I was scared.
Oh, I did mine. Got it forgiven and all that.
Well,
I did the forgiveness after that
I
and
was
everything.
able to help other people.
Yeah.
God took care of everything.
Well, that was
else.
good. Yeah. So you still got your PPP.
Yeah, I was able to help other people with theirs, and then I've always been a member of the SBA. So when it came to certain things, we were good.
Yeah, because they had stuff for that as well.
Going on. And there are other free resources.
Yep.
Look for grants that are out there.
Well, we just had a conversation about.
For grants that are out
Vita
there.
was just in here talking about the grants.
Yeah, so one of my clients had been telling me about the Comcast Rise. I tell anybody, if you got a building, you got a Comcast Rise. I sent it to everybody I know.
What is that?
Comcast Rise is a grant for minority businesses. It was women minority businesses at first, but then I believe that they have opened it to all minority businesses. So at the time, they were doing like $10,000 technology grants. So I believe at first they were giving money. I didn't get money, but we did end up getting a technology makeover. So we got all new equipment. for our salon, as well as complimentary services for 1 year.
Oh,
So
wow.
Comcast Rise.
Comcast
Look that
Rise.
up.
Okay.
And they do it quarterly. So that's one bill that we don't have. See, look at
Right.
God. I
Hey,
know
hey,
somebody
high
with that
five.
PPP.
Let's go.
So there were other things. Also, Alice. If you just Google Alice Grant,
Yeah,
there
I
are
know.
different types of grants that you can apply for your business. So I've been learning to utilize that more.
Yeah, those grants.
Yes.
You the second person talked about the grant. That's my homework tonight.
Yes.
Cause I haven't got onto the grant stuff and the
When I
government
say
contracts and all that. I haven't.
With Comcast, we had to do everything virtually, but we were able to upgrade our computer equipment. We were, like I said, our cable services and internet.
Hey, get on this, man.
Complimentary, yes, please, because it actually, you might want to do it tonight. I think the first this quarter.
Yeah,
ends,
this quarter ends in
maybe today.
No, next week. Yeah, Monday.
So
Monday.
yeah, if you have a business, please. Like, I've been telling everybody, like, Comcast Rise. Everybody's like, when I sent it to them in Facebook, they're like, have you been hacked? I'm like, no, click on this link, apply now.
Yeah.
So I've been like trying to tell everybody, because I literally, a client mentioned it and I forgot about it. And so when I was going back over my monthly notes, I was like, let me just look at this. And I was like, oh, okay. And I applied, but we actually didn't get the grant until a few months later. But it worked because all of our services from basically now, January, because we just got it last month.
Yeah.
So the rest of this year would be complimentary. We just paid for the services. So my bill literally went from $300 to like $60.
Oh wow, that's what's up. All right, so what's the new year? What's the 2022 looking like for Tiffany Monae and the Glam Studio?
So for Glam Hair Studio, we are always expanding. I'm always looking to build with stylists who want to grow their business. A lot of businesses don't make it past the first year. A lot of salons don't make it past the second year. I'm a research person. People lie, numbers don't. Numbers don't lie. So my goal is I would definitely like to help 100 stylists and 100 salon owners this year. My first task.
You doing courses?
I am.
Okay, good.
So I will be doing courses, lunches, and networking events.
Okay.
February 1st, I will be hosting a lunch. The location has not been determined because my list is growing. But February 1st, if you are a hairstylist or a salon owner, we will be meeting up for a private lunch just to talk.
Yeah.
Simply.
And network.
Then March 6th, I am having a business brunch, which is open to all entrepreneurs, male and female.
Said March 6th?
March 6th. It's going to be on a Sunday. Initially, my goal was just women entrepreneurs. But I've been helping all type of entrepreneurs. It will be hair salon and stylist focused because that is my niche. But you can apply business etiquette, training, terminology to everyone.
To everyone, yeah.
So that will be March 6th. And this is going to be Girl Talk Part 2. So when I did Girl Talk Part 1.
When was Part 1?
Yeah, so we did Part 1 2 years ago.
Okay.
My guest speaker was Rashida from Love and Hip Hop.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, I remember. I remember.
And that was a really great turnout. I may or may not have Rashida back. I don't know. We're in the works. But I already have a guest speaker who is near and dear to me. And they're not local, but they will be coming into town. But I will be posting this week because I do want local panelists and speakers. I mean, why not start at home?
Right.
Everybody else already celebrity. We have so many great people in our city that are doing some amazing things, and I would definitely like to network and connect more. I'm such a ambivert. Like, when I'm home, I'm a homebody. I'm under the covers on the couch. But when it comes to business and my niche, I light up. Like, that's my love.
Right.
That's my passion.
As it should be.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
Listen, I stay on the phone with my girl all night.
Yeah. She be telling me. But I'm glad. I'm happy that she can connect with you and get advice and stuff like that.
Yeah, and we need that. And it's not even about, like I tell people, they always say, well, have you heard of this? I really don't know what other salons and stylists have going on unless you're in my building. But I do like to network. I have a plethora of stylists and salon owner friends that we can call and say, girl, what's what's going on?
Right.
Or, hey, let me tell you about this. Or, hey, I found this out. Or, so I love sharing the information. I have no problem
I
sharing
know.
the
Yeah,
wealth.
you give it out, and
You
I
know.
appreciate that too.
So I'm
And a
just
lot of
excited.
people need it.
Yeah. And I think that before the pandemic, I was on such a momentum of, I'm, was doing celebrities, doing shows and doing events and teaching and coaching. And the pandemic kind of put me at a standstill to where I literally have been and still reevaluating a lot of things. But I can say for my industry, I don't know about other industries. For my industry, the
Listen. I know you like what you're listening to, and I know you like what you're hearing. I'm going to let you get right back to it. But I need you to do one thing for me real quick. I need you to like this video, share, subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell. That's how you know when the videos drop. So like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we're going to let you get back to it. From A to Z with WB.
Industry, makeup, all of that's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Yep.
And for us, especially minorities, there is a unspoken competition, but we can really work collectively and make money and collaborate. And you share my stuff, I share your stuff. I send you someone, you send me someone. If I'm booked up and my stylists are booked up on Saturdays, we're calling every salon in our facility like, hey, girl, you got openings? Can you take somebody? Or I'm sending somebody down there. I have no problem doing that.
That's dope.
So I just want, especially
and different, because some people won't do that.
Yeah, they'll be like, can you come next week? No, like, we booked.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of the new stylists coming in, they don't have someone that they can relate to. So they rely on social media and YouTube. Yeah, it can be hit or miss. It doesn't necessarily be, the correct information.
Well, you're right. She working. So then, okay, so we know what you're doing. You got some courses that you're putting together. You got your brunches that you're putting together. You got your girls talk coming up this year. Let's say, what advice can you give to the entrepreneur that is coming out of the pandemic, or somebody who's trying to start now right after the pandemic? Because we all went through it, right, and still here. So what advice could you give that person, that business owner, on how to, stay afloat and what they can do to survive?
Okay.
No, you good.
Shoot. So the advice I would give anyone, one, if you have a support system, utilize that support system. Being an entrepreneur, a business owner, whatever you want to call it, is not easy. You have to have someone that you can talk to and rely on, and not be so self-centered. It's okay to get help.
Right.
Give me some help. It's okay to get help. And make your day count. Like, when you get up, be intentional. Like, I'm not an early riser. I'm not.
I am.
Listen.
So my body, it just say wake up 4:30 in the morning.
I wish. I'm like 9 o'clock. Like, oh gosh. But no, I'm learning to be more intentional with my day and really valuing my day, because a lot of times we'll get up, we mad, we gotta go to work. We mad clients coming in. Like, you're able to breathe. You're able to make money. And like, for what I do, I'm able to touch that person and make them feel really good about themselves. You never know what kind of day a person is having.
Going through, yeah.
You never know what they're going through. I've had so many clients where I've had to cut their hair off because they're going through cancer treatments. I've had to go to the funeral home because they want me to style their mother's hair. I'm the last person that see them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Before their family sees them. So it's heavy. It's heavy. And I always remain positive. I mean, I laugh through everything. I'd rather laugh to keep from crying.
You got to.
Sometimes. So,
because I don't believe in soaking in sorrow.
You can't.
It don't change anything.
It doesn't change it. Complaining doesn't change
it. Don't change
it's good
nothing.
To vent and get it out.
Yeah.
But constant complaining doesn't change
it. Don't change
when
nothing.
You have to complain, I always, even with my children, I'll say, well, let's write down the problem. Let's find a solution. And a lot of times with any business or industry that we're in, we're giving someone a solution to their problem. Once you know how to solve the problem, it gets easier. For me, I ask, like, why y'all like getting your hair done at the house? It's certain things I just not gonna do at the house. I'm not getting my hair done at the house. You know, I'm just not gonna do it.
I got you.
It's just certain things. If my dentist tired, I'm not going to his house to get
right,
my cleaning.
Right. No, I'm wait till you get in the office.
Yeah. So you know, figure out the problem that you solve. If you know you're late, don't schedule early clients. If you know like it's something you don't like to do, don't do that service. Right. Like I only do services, and I had to change because I used to like to do everything, and so I lost some clients, but I gained more. But I stopped doing services that I don't like. Yeah, I don't like to do that. But because I've educated myself before and taken a lot of continuing education classes, I'm very knowledgeable in a lot of things because I was taught don't ever let somebody come in a salon and you can't service them. And so I would always take classes and I got to learn this technique. And I'm like, I don't even like doing that.
right. And it take away some stress too for something you don't like doing.
I literally, I've cut my schedule down. I was that stylist that would do 20 heads a day. And I would be in there from 8 o'clock in the morning to whenever I got done. So I took the time out. I only do services that I love. I work with people that want to work with me. And I really like every day I look at my schedule and I find the value in each thing that I'm going to do.
Perfect, man. How can the people get in contact with you?
So you can find me on social media outlets, Tiffany Monae. I am Tiffany Monae. The website, www.tiffanymonae.com. Everything will be listed on my website, all of my events, how to book me. If you have questions for me, like Google. I'm not hard to find.
Yeah, Google it. Hey, make sure you get in contact with Tiffany Monae, man. She gave you some game, showed you how to use your free resources. Yes. And tell you what to do throughout this pandemic, and for those individuals who are starting new businesses, how to continue to flourish, man. I appreciate you coming again.
Thank you.
This has been another episode from A to Z with WB. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We'll see you next time. Peace.